As you know, the nominations for the next ANC leadership have officially been opened for branches in at least 6 provinces. ANC Secretary General Gwede Mantashe says that the party has concluded the branch audits for Limpopo, Gauteng, Northern Cape, Free State, Mpumalanga, as well as the North West. At least 7 party leaders are contesting the party's presidency, with the Deputy President, Cyril Ramaphosa, and NEC member Nkosazana Dlamini-Zuma widely seen as front-runners. Other presidential hopefuls include the Treasurer General, Zweli Mkhize, the NEC member Lindiwe Sisulu, former Treasurer General Mathews Phosa, Speaker Baleka Mbete, and Party Head of Policy Jeff Radebe. Now, one of those ANC presidential hopefuls, former ANC Treasurer General Mathews Phosa, now joins us in studio. A very good morning to you, sir, and welcome.
Good morning, sir. Thanks for the opportunity.
Thank you for joining us here this morning. Now, you saw the story that we were just running now on KPMG. Is there a link between the discredited report of KPMG as well as what we've seen happening in the country? The finance minister, of course, lost his job, as well as his deputy, other SARS employees. Is that a link to state capture, you think?
Well, I think it's a matter for investigation. Yeah, but it's unfortunate that the integrities of so many people have been impeached by false and fake report. And I hold Mr. Pravin Gordhan and many of those officials in high regard. Ivan Pillay were together, all of us in exile, very good civil servants. I think there must be remedial action immediately from KPMG side. And there must be action against KPMG, which is very decisive, and send a lesson to everyone in business that unethical behavior should not be tolerated. And to everyone in public service. Now, I want to go back to your introduction. There are no front runners in this race. We're all comrades, having equal chance of winning that race. It's you creating a feature, a phantom of front runners. These are all comrades running on the same level playing field.
Now, the SG called this a stampede with so many members running for that position. Is that your contention, that it is a stampede, or should it be more manageable?
I think the SG must be much more economic with words. I would say so, because it's their democratic rights, all those comrades, including myself, to run for that position. And they're all members of the ANC in good standing. Let's leave the sensational words and descriptions, please. Let's be calm.
Let's take a look at your contention. You are running as the ANC president in December. What makes you the #1 contender, you think?
Well, I think that the branches of the ANC will determine who is, one, the #1 contender, #2, who is the better person amongst us to run the organization. It's their call, and must respect the voices of the branch of the ANC. Not what we saw in Mpumalanga over the weekend, chairpersons of provinces saying they will determine who must lead the ANC. They don't have such right. It's only the branch of the ANC who have the right to determine who is the best person to lead the ANC and therefore the country. I think we should present the issues that affect people's lives daily. The issue is the ANC itself is facing a low level of trust. We need to restore that quickly by cleaning the branches of the ANC, removing the corruption in there, focusing on political education so that our members don't focus time on tenders and corruption. They focus on how to build society, how to support communities, how to ensure that service delivery take place, and be concerned and raise those issues. There's an issue of government which is very corrupt, from president going down. We need to clean that type of situation and say, what should a president of the ANC look like in future? Seriously, where you breach your oath of office, for me, you're not my plate of president. To me, you're not my plate of NEC when you say you take collective responsibility. The ANC must restructure itself, restructure government, lean and mean. We've got 2 junk staters.
Yes.
We're facing the 3rd one. We need to restore confidence in our economy so that the world sees us as an investment destination and therefore create jobs and be able to deliver services, which is my point.
Now, talking about the branches, it seems like there's not a lot of traction within the branches for invitations for you to speak, but you have a lot of traction on saving the ANC movement that has gained traction within the churches. How does that make you feel that there's not a connection between the branches?
I think you're not informed at all. So it's difficult to talk to someone who's not informed. Every weekend, every day, I address branches of the ANC, not of the PAC, in their hundreds. And I'm very excited. Come, the facts to prove themselves. Let's not talk too much.
If you are the contender, and as you say, that it's an open call really for all the members.
It's an open call.
But it seems like there is 2 front contenders.
It doesn't seem like that. The media invented it. You just invented it. It's not based on the brand calculations. You can only say so if you've calculated the branches that have nominated those people talking front runners. We dispute it, all of us. The branches will speak, and not the chairpersons of provinces, not the media. The branches will speak.
If you were to be elected as the ANC president in December, what will be your first point of call, and what will you change to create unity within a fractionalized ANC?
Well, I think it's very important that we go back to the basis of what the ANC is. The ANC is an organization of the people, and therefore you should not only talk to the ANC and talk to itself. There are many fractures which happen. It's not only now with the ANC. You got COPE came from the ANC, UDM from the ANC, EFF from the ANC. Bring back all those forces, the democratic forces, into one stable, and have a broad front of progressive forces forming a very progressive ANC, right? ANC-led. But there are issues they will raise, and we must respect those issues. And so what are the minimum platforms? They will say no corruption, no nuclear whatever, no nonsense, serious fight against crime, and you must listen and engage and form a united ANC. A ANC which respects churches, which respects chiefs, traditional leaders, labor, and organs of civil society will be more uniting. And ANC does accept that South Africa belongs to all of us. Indeed, not only in words, and give every South African hope.
It seems like there's a number of court cases currently with the different branches of the African National Congress. Now, we heard the Pietermaritzburg High Court, of course, declared the 2015 elective conference in KZN invalid. We've also seen the situation in the North West, in the Northern Cape, rather. And these are the issues that's currently happening. How will you deal with that as an ANC president? And do you think that that is enough, or perhaps the camel, or the feather that broke the camel back before the elective conference in December?
Let me tell you, let's start where we started. These manifestations indicate that the ANC itself does not respect its own constitution. But the issues being raised in court is, ANC, you didn't follow your own constitution. Just like the Constitutional Court said, Mr. President, you didn't follow your constitution. So this tendency of disrespecting your own constitution, which you wrote, needs to come to an end. I'll make sure that we respect our own constitution. Two, I just think the leadership must take decisive action and resolve these issues and make sure that the December conference goes ahead as planned. It will be unfortunate because some of the guys who want to lead beyond December will be ultra vires. You know, the time and the constitution of the ANC. We must stick to the constitution. December must bring that conference, and let's have it.
Mr. Phosa, unity before the elective conference and even within the tripartite alliance, is that even possible with the elective conference around the corner?
It's not possible. Because leadership which is there must take responsibility. It's not possible. And the conference must liberate the ANC from this crisis, from the corruption, from all these things that has made our people to lose trust in us. Must restore the faith of our people in the ANC. It can't claim to be leader of society when it does not deserve to lead.
Your message for the voters out there for the elective conference in December, for yourself as the president?
Let us unite the ANC. Let us elect leaders who are corruption-less and who are fearless and who will deliver services to the people, not to themselves, their families, and their friends.
Sir, I thank you so much and good luck.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
That was the former ANC Treasurer General of the African National Congress, Mathews Phosa.